Welcome to Builds with Blocks, a show centered around the micro action figures and brick-based construction sets of the Halo universe. I'm your host, Colin Perkins, and I'm joined by Tom Fishenden.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
And Matt Salvatore.
Hello there.
On this episode, we're going to do a little dreaming with you all. Many of you have collected the specialized figures included in the Halo Heroes series. Either the complete line, like a few of us crazies, or the individual characters and the armor variants that you appreciate, that mean something to you. Well, we've decided to create our own series. Each of us are going to present to you a wish list of figures we'd love to see Mega release in a future series of Halo Heroes. They're currently up to 11, so it doesn't have to be 12, but it could be something in the future. But before we get to the main topic of the show, let's chat about what we've been doing on the block front. Tom, what have you been doing? Anything? Either Halo related, just building related, photography? What have you been up to?
So, building related, but not Halo related, I am terribly sorry to say. I actually have got two things in the works. So, one thing that I mentioned beforehand, I purchased all of the new Lego Jurassic World sets.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Set me back a fair penny, to say the least. But I wanted to get all of the reviews done on them and get my hands on the new dinosaurs, which are really, really cool. Obviously, everyone knows at this point I'm a massive Jurassic geek. So for me, getting all of that stuff was awesome. And along that train of thought, I have just had, in the past week, 4 Bricklink orders in, and I'm waiting on my 5th and final one so I can build it, to get all of the parts to build a classic Jurassic Park Jeep Wrangler, which I am very excited about. Yeah.
That's cool. Is that an official build, or are you just doing your own?
So it is essentially ages ago, Lego used to have a Lego digital design gallery. Mm-hmm. So people could upload their own LDD files and you could download them and build them. And way back in 2015, when Lego Jurassic World, the video game, came out, a few people kind of committed time to recreating some of the models that appeared in the game. So I was able to find files for the Jeep Wrangler, the Jeep Explorer, a couple of the Hunter vehicles from the Lost World, the safari vehicle from Jurassic World's Gallimimus Valley, the big truck, and then I think I've possibly got a Jurassic World 4x4 somewhere as well. So I kind of found a bunch of those files that people had made that are literally the exact designs from the game.
That's great.
Yeah, and it is cool because with those games, everything in it has to be able to be made by Lego. It's something that the designers have to commit to. They have to actually be able to build real models from them. So they have to have the real Lego physics. So that means that obviously you can make real sets out of them. Why Lego hasn't done that, I don't know, because I think anybody would buy a Jurassic Park Jeep or a T-Rex breakout set.
For sure.
But I'm excited that I'm able to do it. Although I will say, we were talking about pricing. When it comes to Mega, this would have cost me a fraction of the money to do with Mega. Because I think for all of the parts for this, it's between 200 and 300 parts. It set me back 70 quid. So, yeah, I had to spend, I want to say £25 on one really rare part that's coming from America. Yeah. So,
well, there's no Bricklink too for Mega Construx.
No, that is true.
So there's that too.
Yeah,
you just have to buy lots and get lucky.
Yeah, but yeah.
So nice. Anything else? Anything else you've been doing?
No, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Matt, what about you?
Well, unlike Tom, I actually stayed on brand this week. So I was actually finally able to find some Halo sets out in the wild. So I went to Walmart and I was able to, so I turned down the aisle and I'm like, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything. And then I see crammed over in the corner, there's the Chief and the Arbiter pack. Yes. And I'm like, yes. So I started grabbing all of them off the shelves. And And I'm just like, I end up like looking like I have like 3 in my hands because that was all that was left on the pegs. And I look up and they were on clearance. So
What?
each of them was only $5. And so
How are they on clearance already? That's
I know, I'm like, I was shocked. And so I had this moment where I was like holding all 3 of them. And then I'm like, do I need all 3? And I said, okay. So I put one back. I left it for someone else who's as passionate about it as me.
Good
And then I was able to actually find an Emil from the Halo Heroes.
Nice, dude.
I know, and that guy goes for crazy now.
Yeah, he's pretty
on
old
Amazon.
now.
I know.
So wait a minute, you found an Emil at Walmart. Walmart like already cleared out all their Mega like last year at some point.
So here's what I think happened was that maybe when they pulled the line from Walmart, they just took everything off the shelves and maybe put in like a back storage.
Sure.
So then when they reintroduced it, they're like, oh, this was with it. So they just threw it up there. Because they also had a couple of the Jackals, and I don't even know what series those are.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Those are 9, yeah.
Yeah, and then I got a couple of there was only a couple on the box. It was pretty picked over, but I got a couple of the Clash of the Rings blind bags. So I got 2 grunts, an elite, a flood pack, and then I got a silver and a yellow Spartan. So no combat evolved marine.
Oh, bummer.
How
about that blinding yellow, man?
It's blinding. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But the Arbiter and Chief 2-pack is amazing.
Isn't it?
The Arbiter looks fantastic. The purple coloring under his armor. Oh man, best Arbiter they've done.
Yep.
It is so good. I do want to jump in and quickly plug, if anyone didn't see it, I put together a review on the pack that is on the Podcast Evolved YouTube channel. So if you're listening to us on the podcast feed, head on over to the YouTube channel and check out that video. It's a short 2-minute short format review. It just gives you a look at them and how beautiful they are.
Excellent video, mate.
Thank you.
Indeed. Anything else you want to mention, Matt?
No, that was it. My greedy overhaul of Mega Construx.
I like how you put the one back though. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times.
I wouldn't have done that.
Grab all these.
I had that crazy look in my eye, and I'm like, I got it, and then I'm
I want them all.
And then I looked around, and I'm like, no one's in the aisle. So I mean, I felt like nobody wants this as much as me.
You're gonna make somebody very happy. I like that. Cool. So from my standpoint, I haven't done a whole lot. I do have a couple things to mention though. One's doesn't really count, but I'm gonna mention anyway. I thought about building my Banished Goliath from the Forge Hog set. I looked at it many times and just didn't build it yet. So that's coming in my life. A couple other things. We just finished up mission debrief of Spartan Strike. Nice. And I did make sure to bring up the Kestrel because the Kestrel is in that game. It's from that game, and there is a direct link between the VTOL, the original Reap X set, and the Kestrel. And there's I think the Kestrel, if I remember it right from the show, the Kestrel was actually built as a part of the Halo CE game, and it was like in the game code, and it didn't look exactly the same, but that's where the name came from and the kind of the look came from. And then as a part of the partnership between Mega and I think the original partnership was Bungie. Well, they moved on to 343 anyway. Between the partnership, the Mega teams, somehow along the lines, they must have found out or knew about that Kestrel and decided to design the VTOL and then eventually the Kestrel. So that was so it's a cool little vehicle. It was fun to control in Spartan Strike. And it's pretty powerful. It's like the knot ghost, as David calls it, which is very good. It's essentially essentially the UNSC version of the ghost. I think it punches a little harder with the little the gun that it has. Yeah. Have you guys played Spartan Strike before?
I have, yes.
I think I'd never finished it. I think I rage quit it.
It's an interesting game. It's good. Those twin stick shooters are good, but Spartan Strike is weird because there's like the last mission's locked behind, having to get gold stars and all the other missions. It's just a little weird. So listen to that mission.
That's right.
Yeah. It's an interesting little game. And then I've also started playing Halo Wars 2.
Oh, yes, Colin.
A great tie-in with, Mega and all that. So I'll be going down that path for mission debrief here for the next couple months leading up to Halo Infinite, which is Gonna be a ton of fun. So I'll have like firsthand experience. The next couple episodes I'll have firsthand experience of like this set, how it looks, because I'll be immersed in Halo Wars 2.
I'm excited to hear what you think of that. I absolutely fell in love with the art direction for Halo Wars 2.
Good.
It's
yes.
honestly my favorite kind of 343 era game in terms of art direction, I think.
Yep.
That E3 trailer for Halo Wars 2 is second to none. It's second to none.
And the fact that Mega remade it, like they literally remade their own version with stop motion, was so cool.
I need to check that out.
Is
it on their official channel?
I'll scribble it down and I'll send it to you afterwards.
I can't believe I haven't seen that.
Oh, that's
Here I am, the stop motioner, and I haven't seen that.
It's right. Kind of, so it's not a perfect recreation, but it takes inspiration from it. It's like a product advert, but it's Cutter and Atriox walking towards each other, and all of the sets kind of build around them as they're walking towards each other.
Oh, cool.
Okay. That sounds vaguely familiar. Is there like one of the Covenant turrets that came with the Cobra? Yeah, okay, yep. That is beautiful. All the little stop motion movies that Mega Construct has done for marketing and stuff are superb.
Yeah, they are.
I think there's one where Buck has like a OP assault rifle though. That thing's like blowing everything up.
Not to mention the massive drop pod as well.
Oh yeah, that thing was huge. That's the luxury edition.
Yeah.
It's like those Halo 4 drop pods. Those things are.
Yeah, right. Scream to Earth in
Cadillacs.
style.
Right, exactly. All right, let's get into the main topic. This will be fun. I'm interested to see how much crossover there is in this, but wanted to give a little setup before we do this. So there are currently 11 separate series of Halo Heroes, and if you're not familiar with Halo Heroes, they are just like the pristine versions of the Mega Construx figures. They have additional paint applications. They have specific weapons that are used by the characters, or they have it's a mix of characters in a series, like official Halo characters, and then some official like high-end versions of the armor sets is really what it is. Or we mentioned the Jackal. The Jackal was a Halo Heroes one. It was like a really nice version of the Jackal with some good painting on its shield and whatnot. Yeah. So definitely have a look at those. There's lots of them. There's 70 of them now. 70.
Oh whoa!
I went back and I verified because I wasn't sure if it was 5 or 6 in each series, but it's 6 in each series, and then series 10 had 10 figures.
Yeah.
So 70 total, which is
interestingly though, the generic Mega Construx Heroes have now gone down to 5 per wave. Because there was obviously the Predator wave that came out fairly recently, and then the Call of Duty wave, which is the one that's out at the moment, has only got 5 figures as well. So I hope
there's a Masters of the Universe wave, and I feel like it's I can't remember if that's 5 or 6, but
I think that might have been 6. I think that might have been the last one that they did 6 for.
70 is wild,
isn't it?
Yeah,
all those and not a single Miranda figure.
Yeah.
I wonder who's on your list, Matt. Definitely not Miranda.
She's not.
But that's interesting because, like, you would think that, 70 and probably, I don't know, half-ish are official characters, but there's still a lot more that we want out of these things. And, I think it's a great series for collectors, and then, people that are just interested in having a nice little, office piece or something that on your desk, or, if kids are getting into it, it's a cool having something that they're, starting to get into it. It's a little higher price point, so it's closer to $5 than the bags. The blind bags are like $3, which, you're paying for a little bit nicer figure, and I think it's totally worth it. A lot of people will, buy one to open and one to keep packaged away. How do you guys do it? Do you guys buy more than one? You open them all. Good for you.
Yeah.
So if I can, I get one to open, and then very recently I've started to pick up one to save, just because in case I break it or I lose it, I want to be able to make sure that I have it. And if I have 8 different Master Chiefs, I'm sure, of all different versions, and so I keep most of the ones for Master Chief locked away because I don't need a ton of Master Chiefs running around.
Yeah, and there it's an interesting conversation, and I don't know if this is the right place to have it, but some of these things have become rare, and so they're harder to find, which makes sense. And this is just toy collecting in general, is the toys that you didn't pick up or didn't know they existed until you started to get into it. You know, people have them, they're holding on to them, but they're on eBay,
Series
and
5.
they throw a price tag on the end of it. That's
Master Chief Johnson Arbiter.
Yeah. So if you want to catch up, it's a long road, and it's a little bit of an expensive road.
So I was going to say something interesting. In the UK at the moment, the kind of cheapest price that you will get a Halo Heroes for is £15, purely because there is at this time, and it is changing with Infinite, but at this time there is no direct retailer for Halo Heroes. So it's all third-party sellers who import through Amazon.com and other places.
Sure.
And obviously then they jack the price up so they can cover their costs and make profit off of it. So when I got back into collecting, I actually dipped my little toe in with a box of Halo Heroes. So it was like Jerome, I want to say Grant, Lasky, and a couple of others, and I think for like 6 figures of varying rareness, because I had a couple of ones that were even rarer than others, I ended up paying £110.
Yeah.
So it is really hard to actually get these things for European and UK collectors.
So there's other ways to do it too, and you know, we're all part of some various groups or collecting groups. And one of the, honestly, you know, so I've grabbed a couple spares for some of the more recent stuff, and part of the reason is to use it for trade or to help out another collector.
Nice.
So if I have, you know, I'll do one, or if I'll do 2 of the ones that I like. Sometimes I'll grab another one, but a lot of that is to help somebody else out, because I'm not, you know, I've sold a couple here and there, but at the same time I also I'm in it to collect, not to necessarily make money, right? You know,
for sure.
So I want to be able to kind of help share, and I've had many other people share their sets. Like somebody was able to, I think on one of the groups I'm in, I was looking for the blue team set, and that thing got the price inflated on that thing. And somebody reached out to me after I posted, you know, kind of a call for help, saying, "Hey, does anybody have this?" He said, "Hey, I got this," and he said he was willing to share it for a reasonable price, because he knew I was, you know, getting into collecting and was going to have a good place for it on my shelf, right? So you know, I like helping out other collectors.
And that blue team set was awful. It was once, like the quality was great, but once it was only on the market for a little bit, and then right after that, the price just flew.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it's interesting. It went on sale for a little bit, because I remember I imported one from Amazon.com. So it was on sale for a bit, and it looked like it was going the way of Osiris, which would be like sitting at $18 with barely anyone buying it forever. And then suddenly it just skyrocketed,
I wonder why.
like you say. I was going to say, just off the back of that as well, Colin, and I don't want to go on about it too much more, because obviously we got the topic to get into, but I have been really lucky in terms of the fact I have a really good friend called Tim, who runs the website Collect Jurassic, and he literally loves toy shopping, to summarize. He loves going out, and he gets a thrill from doing toy hunting. So for the past year, all of my Halo stuff has come through him at the cost he's paid plus postage, and that's been it. So he's been a really solid way of me actually keeping collecting.
Yeah, you got to have like a hunting buddy. I've done that a couple times too. One guy in the groups, I must have made an all call or something for a set, and he just like shipped it out to me. I forget, like, or he contacted me and said, "Hey, I got this thing. Send me your address." I'm like, all right, cool. And he just sent me, I think it was the Promethean Warrior set. Nice. And so like he just decided to start looking out for me, and I've been looking out for him. So it's good to have a collecting buddy out there.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's get into the main topic here. You know, I kind of already gave I mentioned there's 11 of these things, 11 series, 70 total figures, still more than we want. And so we've all done a little ideating and dreaming what we would want now. And so my set series, and I don't know if this is the case for you guys, but my series takes into consideration everything else that's already been put out there. We do have a community question that we're going to get to, and we didn't necessarily put that restriction on for the community question. But for me, it's like, oh, I know what's out there. I know what I still want. So this isn't going to be like my favorite Halo figures. We've already had that conversation, right, on one of our earlier episodes. This is about more being like, give me a realistic wave that might come out based off of everything that's already been created for us.
Yeah, I went at it with like, what would round out my collection?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I kind of tried that as well, but I've also tried to dip into some mediums that haven't had any toys yet, so that we actually get some stuff from them as well.
Interesting. Okay. So why don't we? So I want to do this. In previous list type shows, we've gone around the horn, and Tom would give one, and then Matt would give one. I think this makes sense, and this is more the way that I built my series is it kind of goes together. So I think if we go around the horn, it's not going to be as impactful as if we just present all of our figures in one go. So let's do it that way. Let's say, so we'll do all of Tom's, and then Matt and I will kind of comment and ask questions, things like that. And then we'll do Matt's, and we'll do mine. I think that's going to be the best way to, I don't know, kind of for all the selections to really hit home.
Yeah, that way we get the flavor of the line.
Yeah, exactly. So, and again, it's not necessarily the line series 12. It's just a future series that we would like to see. Yeah. So, Tom, why don't you take it away with yours?
Sure. So I'm going to pretext this by saying mine took inspiration from Halo Heroes Series 5, which is one of the most popular series purely because it went mainly with named characters. And there was one figure that was generic. So I've done the same. I've got 6 figures, one of which is generic. We will start at the bottom and work our way up. So
the bottom,
first,
meaning the worst?
No, just as in I've got it written bottom to top. Okay. It's how I read, Colin, Gotcha. So my first one would be obviously the figure that we need to round out the iconic trio, the Halo 2 Prophet of Mercy.
Regret. Catchy. Any idea what it means?
With a brute plasma.
Regret is what you need. Mercy's already out there.
Oh yeah, it is. And I even went back and listened to the voice clip and was like, regret. And now I regret not writing it properly.
Yeah, that message just repeats.
So I'm done, guys. Go ahead. Halo 2 Prophet of Regret with a painted brute plasma rifle. And a Halo index key accessory.
Yes.
Mainly because I know we've already got a printed tile piece with Cortana in Series 10, but I would, a printed like datapad piece even.
Yeah.
But I would really like a physical accessory of an index.
That'd
and then they can package that in with other figures. They could package it in with Miranda. They could package it in with Arbiter. There's so many other characters who have...
Arteris.
Yeah, exactly. So many characters who have been around the index that it makes sense to have it as its own piece eventually. Then moving up from that, we jump into Halo 3. So we would have the Halo 3 Brute Chieftain in super articulation with a painted gravity hammer. And this would basically be a super articulated version of the Brute Chieftain that came with the NMPD Pelican.
Yeah.
So your highly detailed, super game accurate Brute Chieftain.
Are you going with more scale, like size accurate?
I'm going to be controversial. I would rather the Brutes stay at the same scale.
Why is that? Tell me why.
Purely because I've got so many banished now that I don't want to have to rescale them.
Sure, like the oddball. Here's the one that's actually the right size.
Yeah.
It's the big guy of the team.
I feel like if we're gonna rescale, I would much rather get like say for example the engineers first or other characters that we've never had and then come back and rescale once they've exhausted everything else.
Sure.
But yeah.
Well, here's my problem with rescaling is that if you rescale the brutes, you have to rescale everything. I mean, Chief is 7 feet tall and you put them up against a Marine and they're the same height. So
Yeah, right.
if we start rescaling the brutes, we have to rescale everything, and then everything doesn't make sense, and all your figures are kind of pointless.
Well, they rescaled the grunts.
Yeah, and I threw out all my old ones. I'm like,
those little tiny guys. All right, keep going. Let's
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so off the back of that, it makes sense to now go further up my list a little bit, because it's a character that goes hand in hand with the chieftain, and that is, of course, ODST Mickey. And he would come with the painted Spanker rocket launcher and a removable backpack. I think at this point, everybody has said that they want Mickey in the Heroes line. I mean, again, not to beat a dead horse, but the NMPD Pelican never released in the UK, so even if I had wanted it, I couldn't have got it. So it would be really, really nice to get another opportunity to complete Alpha 9. Now, moving on from that, we go back to Halo 3 again. There's a recurring theme here because it's one of the better Halo games in my opinion. And I'm just throwing out all the controversial opinions. And this figure would be Lord Terrence Hood with a painted Magnum and a datapad. I am very surprised that we haven't seen Hood already. Purely because they seem to have been going through the trend of doing naval officers. So I think we haven't seen Miranda, but she would probably require a couple of new sculpts to make it work. But with Hood, you could literally, as I think it was I can't say it, Kane's Abattoir, I think that's it. As he did, he literally just reused Key's body and repainted it, and it looked perfect.
Sure.
So I would absolutely like to see Hood, and I think he is very easily achievable.
So would it have the little, like, is it the neural link? Is that what's in the back of his head?
Yeah, you'd have like that. That would probably just be a painted detail though, rather than a sculpt. Then we get on to my two favourite suggestions. We have got Spartan Naya Ray with a painted DMR and an alternative unhelmeted head sculpt from the Halo Escalation comic book series. Purely because I can't, now I'm thinking about it, remember what armor type Ray is. I can't remember the name. I think it might be the CIO. I think it's that armor. But she's got like yellow stripes on it and it's dark blue and it looks really, really nice. So it goes in line with the kind of funky painted Spartan 4s that they've been doing and would also give us a named character.
And she's the last one from Majestic that we don't have.
Yeah, exactly. And then lastly, and a figure that I will fight for, and I kind of had to pick between one or two here because I didn't want them both on the list, so I went with this one. It is Corbulo Academy captain, well, not captain at the time, but Corbulo Academy cadet Thomas Lasky with a removable helmet, because it's the same style helmet that the current Infinite Marines use. His cadet coloured battle dress uniform and a painted MA5D assault rifle.
I like this.
Bravo.
So would he be like a little shorter or a little skinnier somehow?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, if you look at the Halo Infinite Marine armor, it looks a little bit less bulky than some of the other armor pieces that we've had. So maybe they would do something similar to that, where it's like a little bit less padded. But the idea here would be that you're getting a figure in their white training fatigues, essentially. So if you have the helmet on, they could give it the kind of orange glasses that you can't necessarily see through. So it could stand in as a normal cadet when he's not got the helmet off. So then you're able to just build some UNSC cadets from this as well. So it kind of doubles up as an army builder.
I love that. That's a great idea. Man, my mind didn't even go there. I got some good ones, but you got some gems there, Matt. Any comments on this series?
I actually liked the shout out for Spartan Ray. I think that's an excellent call. It's a deep cut. I mean, a lot of people kind of gloss over the Escalation comics, but I think it's kind of nice. I would love to finish Majestic because I have all the other figures except for that one. So
yeah,
very nice.
So that was an excellent call.
Super articulated. The Brute Chieftain, I think, would be really good.
I think that would be popular because I remember back when the NMPD Pelican came out, it was a case of we'd had the blue and grey Brute Chieftain before, and the red and black one, and also the visor one. But everyone was like, "Oh, we want a properly painted one," and then they did it just as they brought in the new articulation, so it kind of overshadowed it. So I feel like now's the time to go back and give that figure the super articulated treatment.
Yeah, I'm into it.
And with Mickey on your
Mickey,
line,
right.
you can have that kind of ODST tie-in.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, and I'm gonna go slightly off the rails here. If they didn't want to put Mickey in a Heroes pack, then do him in a Versus set with the Brute Chieftain.
Beautiful.
I like that. That's great.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Those are the two, like, the figures that people want. And then the other thing from that set that I think a lot of people want is the little superintendent piece.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about? It's like a little square that has a superintendent face on. So, and it has to be just as rare as the other two.
Yeah, definitely. So if you did it as a Versus pack, you could throw that in as one of the accessories. Maybe like similar to the Wombat remote control, where it's literally a 1x1 plate with the grip piece coming out of it. You could literally just do something like that and have the superintendent graphic on it as like a mini computer they could hold.
Yep. I love it.
Cool.
Very cool. So list them off again. I want
Okay.
to hear the whole thing together.
So Halo 2 Prophet of Mercy with the Halo Index.
Regret.
key.
Regret.
Regret. Catchy. Any idea what it means?
So much regret. Right, okay, I'm starting again. The Halo 2 Prophet of Truth with the
Oh my God.
but yeah, the Prophet of Regret with a Brute Plasma Rifle and the Halo Index key. Then the Halo 3 Brute Chieftain with a painted Gravity Hammer. ODST Mickey with the painted Spanker Rocket Launcher and removable backpack. Lord Terrence Hood with a painted Magnum and data pads. Spartan Naya Ray with a painted DMR and alternative unhelmeted head sculpt. And Corbiolo Academy Cadet Thomas Lasky with removable helmet, cadet BDUs, and painted MA5D assault rifle.
Very
Bravo.
cool. So two bad guys, 4 good guys. And then, like, is there a theme that you can pull together besides just, I want these guys?
So I would call it
This is for extra credit, by the way, because I don't think I have a theme on mine.
so if I gave it an overarching theme, I would call it Tales from the Halo universe, inspired by the concept behind Tales from Slipspace and the fact that it's bringing together lots of different characters from different stories.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's good. Classy.
Very nice. All right, Matt, what do you have?
All right.
I'm interested to hear if there's any crossover here.
I actually don't have any crossover with Tom. So
That's cool.
when I looked at my line and I wanted to think what would I really want, I thought first off, I'm like, oh, Infinite Chief. So I thought about all that, and then I realized I have so many Chiefs. So I decided I'd kind of look at it from what would be a good way to be able to amass a lot of figures, but not really have main characters. So I decided to split it up. I have 3 generic, and then I have 3 characters. So that way we kind of get the heroes, and that way we didn't. So
that's kind of realistic to how they do it, right?
Yeah.
There's usually 3 or 4 named characters.
Correct. So first one is the Elite Minor Flood form. So I want to get a nice, super articulated Elite Minor Flood form. So we got the blue, you got the Flood, and then maybe you can come with, like, I don't know, something that the Flood holds.
A weapon.
A weapon.
He's his skull.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a good idea.
Ooh, yeah.
Cheapers. Okay, and then touching on actually Keys' skull, my second figure would be Private Jenkins from Combat Evolved, and so I think that's kind of a nice figure that you could say is Jenkins, but then you could also buy a bunch more and just have a bunch of Marines and then maybe swap out the heads or something like that.
Yeah.
So Private Jenkins.
So sorry, I'm gonna stop you one more time. We need a skull, don't we? In Halo, like we need a skull that you can hold. Skulls are in every Halo game, right? And they have oddball. Like, why hasn't there been just a skull released?
Mega Construx skulls exist.
They do, right? Are they from Assassin's Creed or something?
They're even older than that. They used to come in the old Pirates line back when
Okay.
it was Mega Bloks, way back when I was a kid. And then they got reintroduced with Terminator. So they came in the Terminator Troop Pack and also in the Series 2 T800 or T700 single pack figure. There was a skull in there. But actually, they've just introduced a new sculpt for the skull that comes in the Dutch versus Terminator pack. So I wonder if we'll see that reused, because that's a skull that can actually go on a ball joint now.
Yes.
Nice.
Now I need to buy that thing. Love it. All right, Matt.
Okay.
keep going.
No. All right. So next on the list is the one and only Captain Del Rio.
Yeah.
Del Rio. Tell
Yeah.
me why
Right.
Del Rio.
I actually think Del Rio is kind of an interesting character. He's a confrontational character, and I don't think Halo has ever really had in the games anyway, had a military superior to Chief that's kind of a bit of a jerk. So, Lord Hood's always kind of, let Chief do what he wants, and Keyes is like, I need help, and Chief's always there. But Del Rio is kind of more of that officer that kind of questions or is a bit more confrontational. So
Well, he's
I've
more
always
like
liked that.
he has his orders, right? Like he's trying to,
Yeah.
He's very by
in
the
Halo
book.
4, he's a by the
Yeah.
book guy, and so like in Halo 4, nobody liked him because he was trying to do stuff by the book instead of wing it like what Chief always does.
And I always kind of liked how he kind of cuddled the Infinity. Like it almost kind of seemed like he had the biggest, baddest ship, but he never wanted to see it get dirty.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like protect the ship. I mean, Infinity's always getting attacked and blown up, so I mean, I get it. But all right, so Del Rio.
Matt, I have a question for you on Del Rio.
Go.
Why did you choose Captain Del Rio and not Senator Del Rio?
Because I liked Del Rio probably more in his military attire.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to do some stop motion with Del Rio and Chief.
Cool.
Just kind of tying back into Halo 4.
I appreciate you honoring that with a genuine answer. Thank you.
Oh, senators, yeah. We all know what happened with Palpatine. All right. So next up is the Elite Zealot, but this Elite Zealot is the Reach style. I know we have a lot of the Zealots that come in the Halo 4, Halo 5 version, but I always liked the Reach version the best. So I would have him. I'd probably have him come with an energy sword and a couple of stylized weapons, a little more painted up. So that way you can kind of really say this is a special ops elite. I always like the size and the bulk of them, and I love that cutscene in Reach where Carter's like, "We've been engaged," so that's always a good scene. And so the Elite Zealot.
Nice.
Next up would be the Elite Ultra and the Reach style as well. So that's the white with the red armor style.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So I've personally loved, out of all the other games, I think I like the Reach design for the Elites the best. And so I like how they did the Ultras, and I like how they did the Zealots. So I would probably bring an energy sword with that guy. And lastly, to round this off, I'm going to bring in the crown jewel of the Sangheili, the one that should have been here from the beginning, Arbiter's wingman, the right-hand guy, Ratas Vadam, also known as
Urtas.
Yeah.
So I take it you like your Sangheili, Matt?
Yeah. Well, this, what's the side cheek Sangheili shuffle that the Sacred Icon boys were talking about? Yeah. Urtas was the best, and then he had an accident, couldn't continue.
I'm surprised we don't have him yet.
I know. He's such an awesome character too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. I was gonna say I feel like it's really strange that we didn't get a non-articulated version of him back when they did the Halo 2 anniversary sets.
Right.
So if you think about it, just throw him in with a Wraith, and you've got the mission where you're going to attack the Citadel.
Well, if you remember, Mega Bloks did in their first initial Wraith, they did a white elite that was very much, I would say, Ratas Vadam's style. He was obviously he he had all 4 of his mandibles, but I mean, if you wanted to stretch, you could say that that was Ratos, but that was kind of before that Mega really started to personalize the universe.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so read them off. Let's hear them all together.
All right. All together, we have the Elite Miner Flood form, Jenkins, the Reach, Del Rio. Then we got the Reach Elite Zealot, Reach Elite Ultra, and Ratas Vadam.
I like
it. Yeah.
Very nice.
I like that you threw some Flood in, because I think we definitely need more Flood combat forms at this point. Is Jenkins the Halo Anniversary style, since we've got a Combat Evolved Marine already?
I would actually do the Anniversary style. I actually prefer the Anniversary style design.
Okay. So it's essentially, I was going to say, it's like a really nicely painted Reach Trooper then.
Oh, you're right. No, we're gonna do regular graphics. You're right. I was thinking. I was
got
thinking
my hopes up so much then.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the regular. Like I said, I actually prefer the regular design.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll do regular. Yeah, definitely. And then if I had to come up with a name, because I have so many elite in this, I'd call it the Sons of Sanghelios.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's clever.
Very good. So the sun, like SUNS, right?
It's open to interpretation.
There we go. Very nice. Okay, cool. I like that. Interestingly enough, there's only one slight crossover from mine.
Whoa.
So this is good. That just shows you how much we still want that's out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will start, and I'm not going to go top to bottom. I'm just going to get in there. We're just going to go. The first one that I have, and we've mentioned this, we mentioned a couple of these on the show. The first one I have is the Promethean Soldier Officer with the splinter turrets.
Yes.
Yep.
I need him to complete my Promethean army. And we have a lot. I mean, Prometheans, they've done enough of them, but I feel like it was like a little tiny window, and now we just don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
So let's at least finish off this other, character type, this other figure from Halo 5 that we don't have. So at least we can have that full army if we do want to create that. And that splinter turret is pretty rad too. I feel like that needs to be created. The number 2, another one that we've mentioned, is the Librarian. We need the Librarian to go with the Didact, and she needs to also be pretty big because Forerunners are just big in general. I don't know how tall she is compared to Didact. I'm sure not quite as, but she has the Janus key, if you remember.
I was about to ask you if you included that. I am so proud of you.
There we go.
And
we're
somehow,
really bringing
I
in
don't know if you can
escalation.
take it apart and put it into 2 pieces or not, but that would be cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
So the next one's Armless Halsey, right?
No, you can just do that on your own. We already have all chop her arm off.
Yeah, it's a little surgery.
So that's 2. So I have 2 kind of Promethean type stuff. Then I go into Alice, because we need Alice because she's badass for one. She's got that chain gun that she hauls around in Halo Wars. So Spartan, I'm forgetting her number right now, but if you guys have that top of mind, spit that out. But Alice is great. We need her. We have Douglas as a Halo hero, or excuse me, we have Jerome as a Halo Heroes, but then we have them all. They all exist as figures, but not as Halo Heroes. So we still don't have Alice or Douglas as a heroes. But I feel like that needs to happen. And then
130.
She's 130. Okay.
Yep.
Alice 130. And then we need for Halo, also on the lines of Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2, we need Isabel.
Nice.
We have Cortana, we have Roland, the larger size. We need a version of Isabel as well. And I struggled with her accessory because I was watching some of the cutscenes, and I just started playing it, so I don't want to spoil everything for myself again. But she doesn't really have anything specific, I don't think, in those cutscenes. So just some sort of like an orange data pad of some sort would probably work. Yeah, so Isabel as well. The next one from my list, and this is the only kind of crossover that I have. I want a Flood combat form. So going back to the Flood, but I want the Brute version.
Okay, cool.
So on a Duralane combat form. Which
what game are we talking?
That's Halo 3.
Cool, okay.
Halo 3, and so he would have a shotgun or something like that. I think.
Is this a minor, major, or chieftain brute?
Just a minor, yeah.
Okay,
Just a
yeah.
regular guy, so not too
That's
beefy.
cool.
But I would love it if this could be the start of, rescaling it, because I mean, Flood, you could make bigger Flood, right? And so it could be a larger version of the Flood that we've seen. We've seen combat forms before; they're more regular size. Then we've seen the what are the bigger ones? The tank forms that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
So something almost similar to that tank size would be cool. Because the brutes are bigger. The last one, and this kind of goes with the first two that I mentioned, but there's only one of these that I know that exists in Mega Construx, and it would be an aggressor sentinel.
Oh,
Like sentinels are all over in Halo. They're all over, but there's only one official sentinel that I know of, and it's from the Battlescape 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only just that one thing that comes with it. So that thing I feel like is super rare. And if you included it in a Halo Heroes line, then you could, you create a little army of Sentinels, which we just don't have that ability to now. You could make your own, right? Like people I'm sure have done that, but it would be nice to have an official design, with the pieces that you need to create that. So it would be built by the bricks.
I dig it.
So it's interesting that we don't have any. We just have one little slight crossover. So just to read mine off again, I have Promethean Soldier Officer with a splinter turret, Librarian with a Janus key, Alice with her chain gun, Isabel with a data pad, and then my kind of generic-ish type figures. From my series would be the Flood combat form, a brute Flood combat form with a shotgun from Halo 3, and then an aggressor Sentinel as well. There
the
you
Sentinel's
go.
Sentinel's
like
a good
that.
shout. That's a good shout. That's a good one.
So I'm gonna drop an idea here.
Mm-hmm.
Why not make that, since, say for example, the Sentinel's a sculpted piece, it will be a bit smaller. You could do a Mega Construx parody of the McFarlane figure pack and do a Sentinel and a Monitor, and maybe include some like interchangeable eye color pieces.
Yeah.
That's a
That
good
could be
idea.
cool. Sentinels are actually pretty big. These aggressor ones, if you look into it, and I remember because I went to Outpost Discovery and they had one to scale, and they're actually pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be something with. I mean, I'm sure it would have like, I don't know, 20, maybe 15 or 20 bricks included in the little set, and then I didn't think of a specific accessory for that, but it would probably be one of those Sentinel beams, or maybe like a little, they have the pieces that look like they're shooting something out, something like that would probably be good.
Nice. And it already comes with the stand, so you're perfect.
Yeah, right, exactly. So
That's awesome.
Another one I thought of while we were doing this, what if they came out with a figure? It could be just a figure pack, but a wave. This would be a separate series, but just a chief from every game.
That would be cool.
So you'd have a chief from CE, just every numbered game. So you'd have a chief from CE to, all the way up to, and then you get your infinite chief in there as well. So you'd have 6 of them.
I think you'd have to do it pretty unique. Like maybe have CE chief, right? Oh, I've just had the best idea. Oh, re-release the first ever chief they did, which was the Legends chief, and also the Forward Unto Dawn chief, covered in orange blood splatter from the Hunter in Forward Unto Dawn.
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would be such a cool variant. Then what other cool variants could you do? Halo. I guess you could do like a cryo version of the Halo 4 chief, couldn't you? When he first wakes up.
We kind of already have one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, if we did an honorable mention, I would have liked to have seen Del Vadam in his shipmaster attire before he was as a figure, before he was stripped.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I had an honorable mention as well.
He was a fleet master, I think.
Yeah,
that's right. Yep.
He has the kind of like gold and black combat frame that you see quite a few high-ranking elites at that period wearing, so it'd be quite a useful figure in general. I was going to say I would really like a figure of Oni Agent Locke from one of two things. Well, actually, nah. Do you know what? There's two different figures here. So basically, I want to see them do more figures from some of the expanded material because I think the heroes are a good opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
So the two runners up I had that I really wanted to squeeze in were Locke in his agent gear from the mall chase sequence. So when he's got like the grey Oni harness on, he's got the painted Magnum. He could come with the Covenant bomb because I think that would be really cool. And then I would really like to see a Cedron colonial militiaman. I think that would be a really cool figure.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Or
yeah, I was thinking
Aiken.
more like regular type. One of my other ones I thought of was like a Marine, like a medic. There's a medic out there, I think, for Halo 4. But like an engineer or a medic or a technician, something like that. Just more of like a generic type figure that's not necessarily a civilian, but somebody that's in the army that would be helping out.
Yeah.
I think we need more of those.
Cool.
All right. Let's do so. This week we asked our community, and we have a couple different places to get some input from. So we threw this question out there, and we didn't restrict it to what's already been released. We just said, hey, if you could have your dream series of Halo Heroes, what would you do? So let's go through. We have answers from Twitter, we have answers from Facebook, and then our Discord as well. So why don't let's do Twitter first. I think they had the most. And what did they have to say?
Yeah. All right. So we got quite a few actually here. So I'll read them off. We got first answer was from Spiteful117 at Spiteful252. And he came up with Lord Hood, Halo 2 Anniversary Johnson, Miranda Keys. So there's that Miranda Keys that we were all throwing shade at, but we never put on our list.
Well, we want her. We're not throwing shade at her. We want her.
And then we have Haka. I think that's how you say it. From the Duel.
Uh-huh.
And then we have Velvedam Shipmaster, or Fleetmaster, I guess, is what we came up with.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got G Customs Creations. Woohoo!
Shout out Gabe.
That guy's awesome. All right. So we have Miranda Keys, Prophet of Regret, Utis.
Are we sure it's Regret and not Mercy?
No, he said Regret. He regrets. He actually wrote Regret down correctly. Legends.
I've been ruined.
Legends Kelly, Brute Honor Guard, and a Halo Reach Grunt Ultra. Ooh, I feel you there, man, on that elite grunt, that Ultra grunt.
Oh, there's Spec Ops grunts in Reach as well.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was good. All right, man. Nice call. Next up comes from our good friend Sal at Halo Fan for Life. He goes, just 5? ?
Great.
All right, so he goes, Miranda Keys, Lord Hood, so a little bit of crossover here already. A Brute Honor Guard. I'm going to butcher these names, but the two Halo 3 co-op characters, Uza Taham and Nathron Saram.
Yep.
That was beautiful, Matt.
I think he mentioned that Brute Honor Guard in our interview.
Yeah. That is
actually
a good shout. That's a good one.
It is.
So we have Will at P5R at Theater184, and he has Johnson, Mickey, Infinite Chief, Shipmaster, and then Halo Reach Marine. So I guess just a regular Shipmaster.
Cool.
And a Halo Reach Marine. I feel you on that one, man. That's a good shout. Let's see. At Slender Mender 18 said Virgil. Virg.
Yeah, Virgil.
Virgil's a good shout.
Engineer.
Jenkins, yee. Sergeant Stacker.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Chips.
Chips Dubbo.
Oh, Dubbo.
Dubbo.
He better come with a spanker.
Ooh, my.
Yeah.
And Daisy.
Okay.
Brilliant,
Daisy's
man. That's
really
a good
cool
shout.
Daisy's one of the Halo Legends spot, or is she the one from? Wait.
I think she's Legends, I believe.
Or is she? I have a feeling she's the Kilo 5 one.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
That would be really cool. There's so many characters in Kilo 5 I'd love to see. Give me Maz, please.
Sal also gave us a lot of extra little shout outs and some really good ones. Ratchus, Vidam, the Librarian, Virgil, Alpha 9 Squad. Man, you're just asking for everything. Stacker, Chief Mendez. Chief Mendez is a really good shout.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
awesome. I mean, that guy trained the Spartans, so. Oh, that is cool. I've always liked Chief Mendez.
Mendez
All right.
would be rad. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. That's awesome interaction from you guys.
So I'm going to
Good
correct
question.
our misinformation. Daisy was Legends.
Okay, yeah. Oh, she's the one who meets her clone, isn't she?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay. She's CQB armor?
One
I'm
more
fairly
mistake,
sure
Tom, and
she's
you're out.
red CQB.
Okay.
If she's not, I will walk out right now.
Just do it.
023, and I can't scan and host at the same time. So you guys figure that out. I'll go Discord while Tom looks that up really quick.
Yep, red CQB armor, boys. I'm still on
There
the
you go.
podcast.
You gotta keep your seat.
At least you don't regret that.
Oh boy, this is so good.
Give me mercy.
All right, in the Discord, Jesus. In the Discord, we have Pope. Pope from our Discord. He says Chief Johnson, Arbiter, Urtas, Miranda Keys, and Jacob Keys. That's a nice little tight package. I like that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then we have, let's see here, King Big Beard. He talks about the Halo 3 collection of Johnson, Miranda, a small buildable Gravy Poo, who I like to call. So that'd be a Grave Mine. And Guilty Spark would be in a group. And then Chief and a mini Cortana.
Mm-hmm.
Then he also gives a couple more here. So he says Marine Brute Miner, Flood forms with new articulation. Flood, so probably like the combat and whatnot that we've been talking about. Yeah, so that would be cool. So just a couple from Discord, but we love having that interaction. And then we have one or two from Facebook as well.
Yeah, we have two on Facebook. We've got Dave McLaughlin. Dave, I'm going to apologize if I've butchered that last name.
Sounds right.
I was confident. I went in overly confident.
You just got to sound like you know what you're talking about. And then everything you do.
That's what I do with this podcast every week.
Exactly. Except for when you regret it.
Yeah.
At the end of the episode, I'm going to put the regret.
Yes.
Cutscene.
Yeah. So Dave has said the ancient human, Gravemind,
yes,
Forerunner War Sphinx, Rise
Ooh.
and a Star Road, so I can finally picture what they look like.
Yeah.
Guessing these are from the Forerunner trilogy, which I've not read.
Yes. Yep.
But they certainly sound really cool. I've heard about War Sphinxes, so that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then Manny Bautista has commented on that to say, I concur with your list. The books did an adequate job of describing these characters, but some made my brain hurt trying to draw them up.
Yeah.
And then we have got Alex Jarpa, who says Johnson, Master Chief, Fred, Noble Six, and Fel Vidam.
Very
Solid
nice.
lineup.
I like it. Cool.
The ancient human's a good shout. We see those in one of the Halo 4 cutscenes when they're fighting the Forerunners. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome to see.
Still saying it. Master Chief is the Lord of Admirals.
Yeah. What is that thing that they have?
Chaos.
The Chaos.
Yeah.
Gash. Yeah. You are Forerunner.
That's right. There's just Halo's so deep, man. There's just so much to it. It's nuts. All right. Anything to add before we close? This has been a fun episode. I'm so surprised that there's only been just a teeny bit of crossover from all of our stuff. That just means that there's so much to this universe, and that's one of the reasons that we love it.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's been fun recording. Thank you to everybody who has left their engagements. We will try and get more community engagement going in the shows when we can. And equally, if you guys have any topics that you want to hear our thoughts on, do feel free to just let us know. You can message one of us on the various platforms. You can leave a comment in the Podcast Evolved Discord or in the Facebook group. Just let us know if there's anything Mega Construx related that you would really like us to talk about. And we will do our best to get it onto our schedule for the episodes we're recording.
Yeah, I think we talked about separately, the three of us talked about doing a Warthog show. And then the one of the community members was like, hey, you got to do a Warthog show. So we did a Warthog show.
Yeah.
We got it done.
Yeah. All right, couple things for me. First, tweet Tom regret Just that's at Tom Jurassic. Just regret. And then
Don't
I
give
got a
him
couple
any
shout
mercy.
I
out.
regret joining this podcast.
Let him know the truth. All right. So I got a couple shout outs for you guys. Halo ODST56 on YouTube. Thank you so much for the kind comments. You are awesome, sir. And then a couple of things that I just kind of see it on my timeline, but it's from the Halo Mega blog. He's at the Halo Depot. He's on Twitter, and he's doing some really cool customization to the Scorpion Sting cannon, the main part of it. So I've just been kind of checking in on his progress there, because I think it does deserve a little more customization. So go check him out. He's got a lot of neat little things on there. So shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I've been playing lots of Halo off and on, and the old Scorpion is so, like, the design is vastly inferior to the new Scorpion. The new Scorpions look so just tough.
They look like modern battle tanks, whereas the old ones are like really angular. I mean, especially in Halo 2, the classic design, the turret's just like mounted at such weird angles that it looks like it would stop being able to rotate or get any good kind of motion from it.
And I know they did that on purpose, right? Because it's supposed to be some futuristic thing. It's supposed to look different, but I really like how the tank has evolved to what it is today.
It feels like an Abrams now, which is really cool.
Yeah. I actually wasn't a fan of, I was originally a fan of the Halo 5 design for the Scorpion, but as I've gone on, I've kind of fallen off of it, and I think the peak design for the Scorpion was in Halo 4. I love that design the best.
Okay.
It's like it's got that.
It
looks like a tank, but
I like how with the Halo 5 one they did all the different camos though. It would be cool if we saw something like that in Infinite, where they're not necessarily choosable, but like, say for example, I'm trying to think of a good example. Say I was about to say the exact same sentence there. The mission in Halo 4 where you go and take out the particle cannons that are holding Infinity in place. If there was a Scorpion in that level, it would be cool to see them make that Scorpion desert camouflage now. Like, use those assets and make it relevant in the missions in Infinite.
Yeah.
So if we're doing a battle on a desert plain, we get desert vehicles. If we're in a jungle, we get jungle camos. I think it would be really nice to kind of see those designs actually being used in canon by the characters in the campaign and whatnot as well.
Yeah, great idea.
So what I'm hearing, gentlemen, is we have to do a Scorpion tank show next.
We might need to. There's a couple out there, so it's a possible topic. All right, let's get out of here. Any final thoughts, Tom? You sounded like you might want to mention something else.
So I have one final thought, and that is, I was gonna say shout out as well to Halo ODST, like Matt was saying, because I know you're really active on the Mega Construx forums, and it's been so cool for us seeing people who are really hardcore fans from those forums come over and actually take part in this. And I would like to end by saying I regret my mistakes. I ask for mercy, because now I finally see the truth.
Oh.
That will do it for our show. Thanks for joining Builds with Blocks. If you like the show, feel free to support Podcast Evolved on Patreon. Until next time, evolved.
Regret. Evolved.
Regret. Catchy. Any idea what it means?